Let me first start by saying Kimani Martin. You weren't here last week, but Kimani Martin had gone on its first official duties overseas as youth advocate in the capacity of youth advocate. Tell you, Justin Kimani blew the place by storm. It made me feel good. Me feel like when my confidant in that space sent me the clippings from Kimani's presentations and in networking involvement. I feel like I want to jump and touch his skin. Me say I was so proud. I say me proud. This me proud. Me say me proud like I can't proud on it, but we can't proud that and Kimani no more. Me tell you. Me say me don't know what to do. Me don't know if I cry. I was so elated. It is so good when you see say there's enough young people. If given the opportunity, they can carry on the mantle. They will give them the opportunity. I hear the member of parliament, not the member of parliament, the prime minister mentioning job description for parliamentarians. We need, yes, that is something we really need to know. We need to know what is the job description for parliamentarians. I want to believe that parliamentarians need not just have a few people in their pocket and that's it. And that secure your votes. That's not the way it is supposed to be. You have a voters list, and when election time comes, that list is canvas and everybody, the PNP and the JLP send voters guide at your yard. But right through the 5 years, nobody don't know you. It is so disgusting, and trust me, it left a very bitter taste in my mouth in many occasions, in a many different spaces. Because let me tell you something, Arlene Bailey is not only far fletchers than I've looked at situation in other spaces, and trust me, it look good. Hopefully, when we have the job description for our parliamentarians, and we have one fund where the government give different member of parliament. Yeah, you're buried dead, you help people in the house, burn down and whatsoever, but me don't know the job description. There are many prominent. There are many people who do a lot for community. There are many unsung heroes in our communities. And they lost the opportunity to shine because they now have no help. It must be something good that you're doing why you don't get one opportunity if you go our conference overseas. And when these opportunities are afforded to us, there are many times when we have to find our own funding, personal funding, or from friends and family, because there is nobody. Because you know is not one of the regular. You need ask for funding, write for funding, do anything for funding, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. And I mean, I think it's fair. We have done so much for our community, and there is never a time when I have an international conference and we can ask at a political level for assistance and receive it. And I've been going on these trips since 2006. And there was never a time when somebody could have said, all right, let me see what we can do. Let us see if we have anything in the constituency fund. Let me see if we can take something out of pocket, because this is somebody that has been representing the community well at every level. That need to fix. That need to fix, because the year, me not say if me have 10 trips overseas for the year, you have to fund the 10 trip. But put something in the budget for people like us. So that when you send a letter, you're sure say you'll get something. We can't do everything. What me say, me can't find you one cheap ticket. There's nothing in the budget. What me say, me have no points from your overseas travel. There's nothing in the budget. What me say, me can't whole time offer you something to buy one warm coat. Something. There has never been a time since 2006. When CSJP was very up in 2006, when I got my first international invitation, I was afforded the privilege through the Citizen Security and Justice Program. Yes, that's a government. And then again, I think it was, I'm not sure, but I think it was twice, maybe once or twice, maybe twice. I'm not even sure about it twice, but remember the first time I got an opportunity, I was funded by the Citizen Security and Justice Program. But there have been so many other trips. And more, I have to take the money out of pocket after all of the volunteer work when we do. I make them say enough to toot your own on. But I believe, if you believe me, I toot my own on, Google Arlene Bailey. Google Kimani Martin. There are several other people in our different communities you can Google. And you get enough information from them to say, yes, money if it's set aside for them people for international trip, because them are going to go somewhere. We remember we already doing our local thing on our own. I find the bus fare I go there, so I find the tax fare I go there, so and I represent our community at the level where we would call ourselves the community public relation officer, the community marketing manager, but yet we struggle for taxi fare, bus fare, plane fare, accommodation, whatever we need to do these things. And the community look good when we do it. The government of the day look good when we do it. We have so many bright ideas. We have that people from the world want and gravitate towards, but most of the times we're not able to be in that space because we not enough funding. We not enough money for ourselves, and if we're friend and we're family, them can we scrape together and we can get it. I have lived my worst life overseas because guess what? I can't eat 3 square meals because I book my own ticket and I squeeze to find accommodation. If the people them sponsor me can't find it. So, and I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of, I mean, I want to be in a space where I can continue to gel with the people them over there at the conference. Me no want to go away when I have to take 2 and 3 bus because me do not know foreign and me cannot bother. So I would love to be in a space where I'm comfortable, so I can focus on why am I here, what am I there to do. So I hope so when the government, when the Prime Minister put in the job description, something in there as it relates to some of the ways where you can spend the constituent development fund and cut up your money. You won't like enough to spend on fire, flooding and burial. Something for left. Or it must be equally spaced. Something for left is somebody else. Why? When it going to be a situation where you understand, say, same as how you can find canvas and know, say, you send voters guide. To our matter, PNP, you send voters guide that people in the yard. When an election time, show them how to vote. We need somebody to come back. We need it to come back during the course of the time before the 5-year or before the next election or close to the next election come and say to us, how you manage. There's so many people, God have mercy, trust me, I don't know how they live. I don't know how they survive because there's no way you can have 1 3-day a week work. A clean up somebody yard or a wash somebody clothes. Or be a nanny for an elderly person and send your picnic and go to school. 3-4 picnic go to school. Find food, lunch money, what. And I'm not even the part. There are other things that they need. I am not saying that it is a government responsibility. Fully, because when people are go out and have enjoy themselves, they never ask the government how much picnic them can have. So that is not the government duty fully per se, but we have a lot of elderly persons who are suffer because they themselves live in those same households where no food not there. So if them have a little pension, every time they get a little pension money and pin around 2 times and buy a little food for this weekend and then done for your side week, for your side month, them have to struggle to find food. You know, easy, it's rough. And in many of these communities, especially in rural Jamaica, we have a water problem. The water problem is something that needs to be dealt with, and it's a matter of urgency. When you can't live without light, you can't live without water. You can't live without water. So the situation, government, the powers that be, do me a beg, listen and take heed. People want water. You live in some community and if you don't have no money if you buy water, put in a tank. You can't drink nothing, you can't bathe, you can't do nothing. That should not be. I remember when I know most of them people and them community and have no money, they don't work, they don't no work. There's no work available for them. So even though those water have to go subsidized by the government, let me tell you something, we don't need to find a way how to use them constituency development fund. There are many times a year when we want millions and whatsoever go back. You don't have to go back. People need the money in our community. People need the money in our constituency. Spend it. If it is already given, spend it. You know, means lavishly and do stupidness. But I am saying to you, people need water. Most of these people need water. I mean, not lie to you, them unemployed. But at the same time, we need to do this. We have to do this because water is life. So, see what we have in our constituency development fund, see and look at the communities that need water, and that is one of the things. Before even road, people don't want water. And I want to believe in most instances that amenity will have to be subsidized by the government. The people, they're not happy. That's the reality. But now I tell you like sometimes, gentlemen, it's hard, it's rough, Suppose me have one pitney where me have to feed. Suppose I had a child at home. Home would I do it? I couldn't do it. I'd serve to the people that we have all pitney them and I work 2 days and 3 days and I send them to school. Me couldn't do it. It's hard. People need help. And people also need education. And let me say, we need to have a lot of consultation with the people because people need to understand, this is not the views of Roots 96.1 FM, but people need to understand that you have to plan your family. You have to plan it. You can't just go on and if picnic come and so. And then many of us have a style. Then time, me about me lot. I know we shall not ever come to Prime Minister. No bother with that. It is going to be very difficult for them to turn anything at all. If they are not properly fed, they are not properly schooled, they are not properly taught anything at home. Because I remember said the home is the first school. And we come from a Christian nation and picking figure church. Home, school, and church are 3 main pillars for me. I believe in a child's life. I have want certain things. So we have to plan out things. And we cannot understand for the life of many people. Uno sister, uno not lucky, or uno not blessed. Everybody uno have one pitney, either they run gone, or then dead, or then disappear, or whatsoever happened to them. So the sole responsibility of the child rests on you. So it get difficult. It get hard. And you go around and you do it again. Because what you do, you are trying to get somebody to assist you with the pitting them what you have. And you know what happens? You multiply trouble. You multiply poverty right there, so can you get one of that pitting again and that the man as you hear about that thing cut down going business again too. You understand me? And sometimes if are early days, there are a lot of things that people do. I want to mark you. I mean, I'm not condemning, I am not condoning, I'm just saying what is happening. There's a lot of things that people have done. Where them no want to do, but they don't have no other choice. You understand me? So hence you go find, say, you have one whole heap of pitney in Jamaica where people call jacket. Because if it's early days that you can't take the stress by yourself, somebody else didn't like it, you might have tried one something to see, at least you have somebody to help you with that one and help you with the rest. Guys, you have to think on your toes. Ladies, young men, be reasonable. Yeah, oh, you do it. Oh, you sit down and eat no food. You know, so me I want putting down the road and me not get nothing. When you know one day when you eat, that they putting their heat. When them you putting in another house, I put on them clothes at gas school. You know if him a gas school, you know if him have uniform, you know if she have uniform. These are some things that we need to think about. Many of us we sit down and multiply poverty because we say repeating they might have come turn prime minister, or they might have come turn this, or they might have come turn that. But you have not set a foundation to make sure so they turn nothing, because guess what? You can't set here this nabby. But I'm saying to people, it is okay to abstain because nothing not go on no other way. So you just hold it and pray to God and see if you can take care of who born already. Instead of you multiply the poverty. I mean, we're not thinking. We're not thinking enough. We're not thinking about the things that matters. You have some picnic, God at me not tell a lie. Them never wear new clothes. Because them parents cannot afford it. When they're in a belly, them alright. They have to go beg some baby clothes. If you get one new one in the lot, I just look. But because the poverty is so heavy, the poverty is so too much. Me not lie, I wish I could wave a magic wand and change it for everybody. But that is going through these things, especially in them we have to do without food, are hungry, I feel beg. But I realize one thing. You can teach people to read. You can't teach every drive, you can't teach every cook, but you can't teach every have sense. Me not feel so, because let me tell you why me I say so. I want my people me try to teach have sense. Only. And I have failed miserably. A whole heap of people me try to teach have sense. And if 10 out of the whole heap could be taught, the world would be a better place. You hear me say world? Trust me, people you can't teach every have sense. Even when I tell them exactly what we say, exactly what we do, I don't know why they can't do it. But if you put them in one plane for the first time and say fly, some of them will fly, you know. But if it's, I don't know about the sense business, it makes it so difficult to teach them sense. I mean, I don't know why there are so many of us who don't want to learn from our own mistakes. And even our parents' mistakes. I'm not telling a lie, I always thought, and I have done my utmost to make it happen. When me have one picnic, me I go make sure so maybe the best parent. I think I have done it. However, there are some gaps, there are something whenever I work out what me want. So we can't, some people, me have to learn from one mistake. And you make it 10 times because you have one picnic, you suffer. You have 2, you suffer more. You have 3, you suffer. And that's why you suffer multiply. And if you tell to multiply, you not get it. More picnic, more picnic, more picnic. I've seen situations where woman would have like 3 or 4 picnic and them a suffer. And one family member take one. Say, all right, give me one, let me take one of them to ease off the pressure for you. Before you know it, that one that was taken is replaced. So you really can't help some people, even though you want to, even though we try. I say we can't try, you know. I have used my own story to teach people. But as me say, you can't teach people to have sense. When I made the decision that I would have one child, almost everybody when me know, thank God I cannot. Thank God me stubborn. Thank God me rebellious. Almost everybody was so bent. One pitney and a pitney. One pitney and a pitney. That's all you can hear. One pitney and a pitney. But when I say something, say no, one pitney and a pitney, one pitney and a poo. There was a point in Kyle's life as a baby when people used to call him Pooh. Because every time they say, you don't want another one, man. I say, no. One pitney and a pitney. I say, one pitney and a Pooh. Right? So, this is it. You just have to do what you have to do. Because you know what you are going through. You know what you have gone through. But one of the things that made me hell-bent on not having another child was the fact that Jamaica man, them dead too often. violently, and like the sick and dead. And there were so many people dying at that time in 1996. I had almost every Saturday and Sunday while I was pregnant, I was going to a funeral. I lost so many people that I have known, maybe company, and lovers, family, and friends. And I was going to funeral Saturday and Sunday, and I took the decision. Thanks to Nurse Edwards, I can't forget her. I remember she was talking about family planning. This is not the views of Roots 96.1 FM. And she said, if the father of your child should die, how many children you alone can take care of? And she came to, I believe she said that because while she was talking about planning your family, she realized that there was a lot of people that never seems interested in them listen. So in closing, she said, before I go, I want you to bear this one thing in mind. If the father of your child should die, how many children you alone can take care of? And I decided then and there that one not too hard to take care of. Because even if you beg little dinner and somebody give you one plate of food, you can't serve it to we can eat and drink some water and say God thank them and bless them and go with it. But if you have beg somebody one plate of food and you have 3 picnic, there's no way if 4 hours I go eat and one belly I go full. And then again, people are go can't bother with it because they say, I'm talking about a whole puppy every minute I come and beg with dinner. But you know, as you're a little one, it is easier for you to survive. So in looking at all these little simple steps, I realized that the best thing to do at that point in my life was to make a decision and say, I want to me and go have it. And thank God me did do it. Because 4 years later, going on into 5, 4.5 years thereabout, or 4 years and some whatever it was. In 2001, Kyle was born in 1996, my son, my only child. In 2001, we lost his father to gun violence. What if? Thank God, right now, the truth is, anybody when me have business with, I look at them, look at a bonus. I don't have any responsibility. The only responsibility I have right now is to myself. No, no picking it. My son is going to be 27 in September and he's an only child. What if many of us in this poor family have done the same? All right, Mark, maybe number 5 picnic did come and come to a nurse, doctor, or somebody. I don't know. But guess what? I don't gamble. And having a whole heap of picnic and can't take care of them is the biggest gamble you can have. You are a gambler. And you know what? You're not only gambling with your life, you're gambling with somebody else's life and future. So that one no must concern doctor, nurse, pilot, or prime minister. They no must concern that. Because there was no foundation set for them. So because me no gamble, in no way, shape, or form, I couldn't be gamble the way they. Because what if you have 5 people and the 5 of them father dead, or 5 of them father decides say in can't bother we don't know. In find a pretty nicer woman, or one with money, or one with no one in front of him, or one with no miserable or whatever, and he move on, and when he move on, he fully move on, him no come back all up and no, you know, give pain if you do nothing. That's the kind of gamble where me can manage. That's the kind of gamble me want females to look on. That's the kind of gamble me want male to look on. If this is the woman where I will sleep with, if you don't believe you can stay with this one for the rest of your life, do not impregnate that woman. Because most of the time the children them suffer. We tired of the pitney suffer. We tired of the pitney suffer because of parents' mistake. Stupid mistakes. We have to fix this. We have to start thinking on our toes. We have to start think with our head and not just our hearts. Think with both. There are many things that we have to do differently. Government can try all they want through the little part program and the little this and the little that. I think we should be going on a break in a little while, but I'm not getting the wrap-up signal yet. We can't all the little this and the little part and the little that. We need more. We need to do some stuff for ourselves. We need to understand, say, the battle is ours as parents, as caregivers. Have mercy those homes with single mothers, with children, and elderly grandmother and grandfather with no funding, no money, no salary. It's too much poverty and multiply. We struggle for turn big. We turn big, we have one whole of people. They must struggle for turn big and are supposed to struggle. Because they struggle so till them have mental health issues won't never realize. I want to live with it because many of us in Jamaica, we are not diagnosed. So you have one whole heap of mad people that walk up and down. And that make it harder. That make it more, trust me, it's almost impossible. Only God. Going on a break. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Yeah.
2022. Backyard Magazine presents the Music Feel Reggae Show on Roots FM with Music Feel, DJ Sogi and SK. Every Wednesday, 5 p.m. till 6:30 p.m. This is the complete show where you get music updates, artist interviews and reviews. The Music Feel Reggae Show is brought to you by the legendary Backyard Magazine. Know your roots.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. All carry-on items should now be stowed securely, either in an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you.
Join me, Sugar Wayne Watkins, every Friday afternoon, 2 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. for The Flight. Coming through the airwaves of Roots 96.1 FM. The Flight is a musical journey with features and information. That's The Flight, Fridays, 2 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. with your host, Sugar Wayne Watkins, on Roots 96.1 FM, the voice of the inner city.
Get the real inner city community news and be informed. You can do all that and more on City Beat, Monday to Friday at 12:45 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM. City Beat puts you in the know and keeps you rocking in the world of knowledge. So let City Beat catch you on Roots 96.1 FM, Monday to Friday at 12:45 for City Beat. City Beat is the pulse of the city, so don't miss it. Monday to Friday at 12:45 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM.
Serve. Come here, more up and reach home and come on go listen Daniel pan Roots FM.
Well, I do. Nobody rush me at that, huh? So we make you want to listen Roots FM so urgent.
The man show nice, plus it full of cash and prizes.
Oh, yeah,
Him play good music, plus it educational and just full of vibes. So just try hurry up here, man.
See your thing then, yeah.
Tune in on Thursdays from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM with DJ Daniel. The Launch.
Yeah. 2022. Bush loader.
Bless up, we're back on track. I mean, we just have to be smarter. We can't keep on doing the same thing and expect different results. And we've been doing that for too long. And we have to stop. Let me say this. Somebody sent me this morning and I want to share it. And it's true. Every phase in our lives is supposed to teach us something valuable. But it depends on us, whether we just analyze the lessons or we turn the pages. Slowly per time we don't analyze the lesson. That's why we do the same thing and expect different results. Growing up, I remember my early days. Trust me, I tell people all the while, live the life of the rich and the famous as a child. Now my baby years. maybe between the age of 1 to 4, maybe 5, life was great. Then it took a turn for the worst. And based on that turn for the worst, I wouldn't say I am scarred. It have made me resilient. It make me make some serious decision in a life. Because guess what? I will tell myself I will never have a child. We go through them sitting there. Not we bear them no hungry, you know. We bear no level of homelessness or feel like your parents no want you or you know. I know one of them like something there. So me tell myself that I am not going to make the same mistakes. And I did my best to give my child that life. From him born 1996 to 2020, he lived with me. All the final things in life, he got them. In spite of the fact that he lost his father when he was close to 5 years old, he lost his dad. In spite of that, I gave him a good life. Only a Superman could have done that. Only somebody will take the decision early in our life, say, listen to me now multiply poverty. And you have to be very determined because many of my achievements would not have happened if I wasn't determined to make a difference, not only in my life, but in the life of the inner city people. I wanted to be a living example. Me want somebody can want to emulate me because guess what? It is always good to be a trainer of trainers. It is always good to be the person when somebody says, when I grow up, I want to be you. And I've heard it. I remember going down, so I think I went to a retreat with CSJP and I made a presentation. And on the next day, on the second day, a young man took the podium. I don't remember what he was doing because I was otherwise engaged. But I heard like somebody was saying something. I don't know what he asked. Like maybe he said, the lady who spoke first yesterday, what is her name? And somebody said, Arlene Bailey. And the young man said, I've never met him before. He's from rural Jamaica. He said, Arlene Bailey, could you please stand? And I stood up. I was wondering what was happening. I stand and I was looking all over the place. And the man looked straight at me and he said, Arlene Bailey, one day I am going to be you. And the people then, some are clap and some are laugh and I say, my youth, going to be you, says a woman. And he said again, he repeated himself. He said, Arlene Bailey, one day I am going to be you. So, that is a kind of gasoline we need. That is the kind of accolades we need. That is the kind of praise and recommendation we need to continue the work of a community development practitioner, of a volunteer. And no matter where in the world we go, that is the only mantra that I will take with me. Being a volunteer, I am committed to a life of service. So, we have to do our best. I'm not going to use the word try because I have been reprimanded for saying try. We have to do our best to make sure we leave a legacy. And I can't get over this. When my birthday, May 30th, I realized that people are already looking at the legacy because the accolades, the stuff, the wishes, not just happy birthday, no. I got a lot of people saying a lot of good stuff about me. And I say, wow, me have to continue the work. The work have to continue. And let me get back to the fact that Kimani Martin had gone on his first international trip last week. And it's shine. I'm proud because I knew the lady through Roots Jamaica, Roots Trinidad, Warrow Commission. She's a Jam Trinidadian. And we met in America when I was there for a conference, and she was there for a conference too. She was a part of the sistering movement when she was in Jamaica. And she talking about this conference and so on and so on and blah blah. And I said, oh my God, youth conference. Kimani Martin, and she said, give me his contact. Let me tell you something. You see, in a them situation, of community development work, you can't pull string for nobody them way they forget them to a conference. I gave her Kimani's contact, and based on Kimani's work, Kimani was able to be at the conference. Because she said, oh my God, you would like this, but I want at the conference to be one of the facilitators, blah, 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 control one. You know, and she never met the guy yet. And when she talked to him, she was sold. And when we looked locally and couldn't get any funding, she decided that Kimani needed to be there. And she did all she had to, and she got him there. Some people, no matter how long you want to be a freeloader and say you want to do community development work, you will never go to the airport and listen to take one of your bus and go there and follow somebody go there. You will never go on a plane and say you want to go on an international trip. Because you know what? Even when 10,000 people give you their number, because international people are different from certain people. Even when the biggest person in Jamaica say, here's a person for the conference, you will not be invited, because guess what? You don't have nothing to bring for the table. You can't always be a freeloader in Jamaica and say you is Mr. This and Mrs. That, and you do this and you do that, but you will never. Because remember, them say self-praise is no recommendation, but at the end of the day is what you have done that makes your recommendation. So even when we recommend Kimani, if Kimani never did do the work when I'm supposed to do, when she had that interview with Kimani wouldn't get chosen. So let me tell you something. You sit down in the highest seat if you want. You tell everybody say you at this if you want. That will not give you an overseas invitation to any conference to speak or just to even sit. Because some of you don't even know how to sit. So we have to get with it. If we feel uncomfortable, I want to feel it's about time now I go up on one international trip, you know what we have to do? We have to stop being a freeloader and really do the work. Kimani track record spoke for him. That is one of the reasons why he got the opportunity to go to that youth conference and advocate. Yes, as a youth advocate, that young man has played so many roles. That's how I go. You have to do the work. You have to do the work if you want to make a difference. And there are so many good things that we can do. And it not take no whole heap of effort, you know. It not take no whole heap of effort to do the right things. It doesn't take a lot. So I'm saying to you, let us do more. See there, we are here we have in front of us. We have lost another member of our community to gun violence. Just when I thought that would become a thing of the past. So remember a couple of years ago, I was a part of the initiative Fletcher's Land Crime Reduction Initiative. We need to raise it up. We need to do some work. Something else needs to happen in the community. We need to keep this place safe. For so long, everybody around we are going with them things and we are going good and we not paying. Nobody don't mind. All of a sudden, crime and violence rear its ugly head again. No, we can't live that way. Crime and violence must become a thing of the past. We need to resurrect the crime reduction initiative in Fletcher's Land. We cannot. We are not supposed to be a part of the crime stats. We need to do some work. We have lost Horace Tasia. On Friday, June 16, we lost a young man, a son of the community, a son of the soil. Why? We can't tell him nothing bad about Bojo. Have manners. And him not proud. Have manners. I tell you have manners. Trust me. We can't tell him nothing bad about Bojo. Nothing bad. What you see is where you get that calm, sweet demeanor. Jesus have mercy. When I heard he was shot, I just said, God, give him the opportunity to recover so that him can see say your Lord and Savior. I was taken aback when we started the RIP, when we sleep and wake. Buju gone. That never happened. We need to don't know. Stop. Look upon it and see. Oh, look good. When no crime now go on in our community. Everybody have the opportunity to go to and fro, and everybody nice, and we are going good, and we are keep a little party, a little round robin. Everybody are making a little change. The money might not enough, but it will make. Because we realize that keeping a dance alone don't make enough money. Because the liquor no more sell, but when you know the little round robin, like a partner style, something that it will work out. Right? So we want to keep the community safe. That's when you want to keep your own robin, here say, boy, there was a killing in the community, so we can't get a permit. We don't want to hear that. We want to know that it's almost a given that you are going to get through, you are going to get your permit. You are going to allow to make a little change. I think promoters, I have an idea, I have a recommendation. I think you guys need to form an organization, form a unit, form something. So everybody knows what everybody is doing. So I think we can get better support. There are days when we have 2-3 parties, and you have one next time when we don't have none. I think we need to I think there should be, I say we, not me, because I've never had one of those entities, money-making parties. I do volunteer work. I put things together for crime reduction, right? But I've never had a party or for children intervention, social intervention to looking at the child, safety for the child or whatsoever. But I am saying to promoters, you need to have a coordination. So I believe doing that will make more money. And while they are coordinated, it depends on whether something they will decide what can still keep on, because different people have them crowd. But we think the support base, I want to believe it would have been better. It's a recommendation, it's not cast in stone. I'm not a part of the promoters team, but I think we need to know everybody I do that we can do we do properly. And we need to be our brother's keeper. We need to take care of each other. If you hear somebody else say something bad, change the person's mind. Find out way to make it see the good make him see the good in the person. Change him mind. We can work together to keep our community safe. If you hear somebody a plan to do something wrong, change him mind. Find out way. We can work together with everybody, every household. Because we know where problem there. All of these people come from a household. Everybody in a community, most people in a community, their family have somebody where they will listen to. Let us listen to each other for the good. Positive change. Concretize proper parenting skills and techniques. Because if children are taught the right value system, they will be less prone to violent reaction. It's go hard to change older persons. But we need to work on the youngsters. And one of the easiest way to work on anybody is to show love. We need to show more love. Because in doing so, we can change some people. If people know that you care about them, they will listen to you. I'm imploring each other to look into themselves. Take an introspective look. If there's something that needs to be changed in you, not me, because you really can't change me, but change something in you. Maybe the way you speak to me. Maybe the way you address me. Different things. Just look in at yourself and see where you can change to make you and the people around you and the community as a whole a better space. Remember, we are still driven. I do believe we are still driven by the 2030 vision. Jamaica a place of choice to live, work, raise family, and do business. And we can only do that community by community. Let us learn your position for your takeoff, So I don't know why, you allow the devil to come in and rob us of one of our sons, We need to deal with do things better. We need to look at ourselves as individuals, because I want to look at ourselves and say, what am I doing wrong? What can I do differently? What can I do better? That's all. That is the assignment for all of us. Who am I? What am I doing wrong, and what can I do better? If you're not doing nothing wrong when you look, you say, all right, I do good. So all right, what can I do better? Because there's always room for improvement. No one will treat yourself better. I whole heap of people say them love somebody and them don't love themselves. I want to believe if we love ourselves enough, we will do the right thing. Because the thing is this. First thing, anything you want for yourself, if you love yourself, it's going to be something good. And if you want something good for yourself, you're supposed to want it for your neighbor. I have seen situations and I have understand the situation. There are many people see you with sitting, them don't want it, but they don't want you to have it either. Well, let me tell you something. I want peace. And I want perfect peace for everyone. But it's not going to be as easy as just saying it. Remember, the Bible said, in left with God, in left in a world of tribulation, but in live in peace with it. We have to create something to get rid of that tribulation there and claim the peace that God left with me. I'm saying I'm left it with me, I have to claim it, I have to keep it. I feel so proud when I see. I don't like mark you. I don't want. It's not my wish that any should die. I don't want no war around me. But me feel good when nobody in my community now dead. Me feel better. I say, God, then can't look for our separators and behave too. They can't look for the fact that space in the middle of everything we're just doing so well. And out of the blues, there are no children without a father. Sister without a brother, friends that have lost a friend, the community has lost a son. We have to do more. Crime reduction initiative, guys. I don't know how that fast should do that. Either we art, we can create that. We not hurt nobody and we not allow nobody to hurt we. Love your one another. As how you're supposed to love yourself. Because trust me, sometimes I want people love themselves. Some things that I see people do. I wonder if them love themselves. And you know what? I've come to realize you can't be so all when you're good to people. If they don't love you, they don't love you. So look here, I don't love your work for your work because you know you're supposed to do it. My mother said this and I repeat this all the time. Her aunt, who's my grandaunt, said, if you can't do no good, no do no bad. So me live by that. If me can't do no good, me no do no bad. But that doesn't make me the favorite person. I am still not as popular as maybe I would have been. You have some people call a spade and then say what them say. Or you still have some people, no matter what you do for them, even them are dead and you say, all right, no, you me dead in front instead of you. Them still not love you. And them still not care. And them pretend as if them have amnesia. Them not remember. And any opportunity them get, them are going to treat you bad. But let me tell you something. You say if you do it for them, treat you good. I say if you do it for them, love you, maybe better you not do it. Because that not going to happen. Let us do it because it completes you. Do all the good you can to all the people you can. Because that's a part of completing you. And that's my mantra for doing good. I know somebody are going to say, you can't complete yourself, but God are going to complete it. Yes, a true Christ. Me not have to always say, but God know what me I say. No matter what you do for people, if them hate you. All if you give them $100 and them think it fake. And then carry God the shop and then spend it and then buy what them buy and get them change and police and lock them up. Them still not trust you. What you going to do? Roll over and play dead. Cry yourself to sleep. So who cares? You know, say I'm more hurt than pan you. You just have to move on. You just have to understand, say, no matter what you do for people, It don't make a difference. If they don't love you, they don't love you. So all you have to make sure say you do is love yourself. So you have to have two people. You and the Almighty. Say, God, we know God love me because more today here if God don't love me. And I'm going to love myself. And whatever else happen. I mean, we are human beings and it's difficult and it's hard. Basically, you put everything on the line. You've made so many sacrifices. I personally has made a lot of sacrifice to help people. And they are not grateful. Some people not even ever say thanks. And some people they see them out when they say thanks. So today, when they say to you tomorrow, you wonder if am I talking to the same person? Is that the person I gave my all yesterday? Yes, it is. But we have to understand it. So much has happened to Christ in his time when he was here. We were told. We read it in the Bible when we were told. Right? So, somebody has to go happen to you. When people profess to be a Christian and you see them do something, somehow with the pan. You see, that's why I'm in a God church. Hello, that's an individual. You are responsible for you. So you can't make people like them there. Make you don't live for Jesus, because remember, he's the only reason why we're still breathing. So we have to continue to do all the good we can for all the people we can. And that's my mantra. And it's not hard. I'm going to say this all the while. Guys, I don't run a fan club. Because I'm not going to come on my yard and see nobody on me and laugh and a chat. No, hell no. I got no time for that. But I serve everybody who needs to be served. So mark you. We don't have to be a part of anything together. If you need my service and it's legal, then I'll grant it. We don't have to be no friend. Knock on the door and say good morning or good afternoon, whatever time of day. Because I like that, I like when people are manners. You can't just come and just say no manners. You don't say no good morning. I want that. And you don't turn up at my doorway with no ganja spliff in your hand or in your mouth. I don't serve people where I smoke ganja. If you, I mean, the business you want when you're outside, but when you come at my house, do not come with no ganja spliff in your mouth or burn on your back ears, your ears back, or smell of no ganja. I don't serve people who smell of ganja. When you're done, you can go and go smoke, but not smoke because you come in my house because I don't smell of ganja. Remember how good people come to me here. So I don't want them, I feel uncomfortable. I remember there's a lot of people who go on like them good and do a whole lot of bad things. So I don't want them come on my yard and smell ganja and feel like I sell ganja. Just like how I seen at the news, the elderly lady from St. Catherine, after the people them overseas job. God have mercy, people them must suffer. Them are hungry, them go to take a loan and don't know much cow then sell to give you money. And because you're elderly, and maybe because you're respected, the people then say, boy, no, go on, and the lady says she have a connection. You know, people then don't want to go far and go work on a visa. This lady says she maybe have one agency and it go authentic and you can't go and you can't do this. I mean, you're there Jamaica, you now work and you don't want to do the wrong thing, you want to do the right thing. That's why you do it. You give the woman your money. You understand me? Because you're trusted. And you mess the people them trust up and mess up with them money. You don't know if I borrow the money. Say, all right, if I go far and I get to a little work, we can make case and send it back. Can you imagine? Out of one family, you're gone with two small money. Maybe the whole of the rest of the family put the money together. But so you see why I don't want to smoke no ganja and come on my yard, because I don't want nobody believe it, because age is no longer something where give you honor, because see the elderly people are do one whole heap around same way. Because this lady is said to be a sub 60-year-old. So me no want to smell a ganja and come in my house, because nobody believe me as El Ganja. So we need to understand that. But I am willing to serve you as long as what you want me to do is legal. I am committed to a life of service. We can never stop serving regardless of how some people might treat me. That's not it. Alright? We are at the end of the road. Remember now, every phase in your life is supposed to teach you something valuable. But it depends on if you turn the page or you learn a lesson. So here what we are saying, learn a lesson from every phase in your life. Alright? No flaws.
From you now your patrons. boasting about name brands.
Thank you so much, Arlene Bailey, for another outstanding program. Alright, we're going to go right into our time signal in just a minute. Alright, stay tuned. Soon come.
When there is a target, now me hype on my face it. 2 minds me a save it. Them go fend if it trendy. Bank account can't empty. Acres over markets. Link my wife when me